All right, so let's just quickly go here to the draft. I'm not going to do a full draft. I just want to see what it looks like and see if it's changed at all. I suspect not. But
the Cardinals are now on the clock.
all right, so it has changed a little bit in the sense of the layout. And everything there is on the screen, so that's good. So I know when I'm scrolling down the side, you can see the order, which I like. Okay, so I'm 17th right now. All right, and that's good to see. They go, unlike last year where they had the first round, I'll just show you all of the picks up front. So if I look at my draft board, here I can see all of the players that I've scouted, and I have my watch list. Okay. So basically not too much has changed there. Okay. So yeah, basically all that's changed. So just for sake of argument, we're going to skip ahead here to my pick.
The Cardinals selection is Gordon.
Every year there are a number of players who shine in the All-Star game getting attention around the league. And this year, he was one of those stars. He blew up in the college All-Star game.
So let's just pause this here for a second. So trade away my pick. First round pick here. So just like last year, computer only offers draft picks. It's really frustrating. That's something I really was hoping that they were going to address, is combinations of picks and players. But again, they haven't done that, nor do they give you an opportunity to negotiate with the team to try to improve the pick. So that's unfortunate. I was hoping that would be something they deal with, and they didn't. Look here at my selection. So so I still have my watched board. And I can see, again, I can still get all of the player card information there. So the guy who I have on my highest board, considered a late first rounder, I don't really need a cornerback right now. Strong safety is what I need. And as you can see, I don't have one on my watch board. So let's see what I've done here. I'm hoping that... All right, so what I have here is first rounder. But is he worth it? So he's considered a mid-first round pick. My concern with that is I'm looking at that information. He's got an impressive combine. Hit power is a B-, catching is a B-. Play recognition of C+. The guy's a strong safety. And he's also in a base 3-4 scheme. I run a 4-3, an attacking 4-3. So he's not going to be a scheme fit. So he's going to be penalized for that. I need a free safety. That's not going to be the answer for me. Emilio Parker. Oh, there's nothing there. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna save this one till later if when I come back to this. But I'm gonna play for Sharon Byers. So I'm gonna pass on the strong safety, and I'm gonna look here at highest position. So I've got a need here for left outside linebacker. JT Stone has his very strong combine numbers. B+ pursuit, tackle B, hit power B-. Projected as an early first rounder. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna go with this one. So let's take him here and see what the end result is. So I'll unpause it. Laker Nation, how's it going? All right, so let's go here for left outside linebacker. All right, so let's see what they say. We're gonna go with them. We'll take the plunge on him. Or actually, hold on here. No, Sergio Scott is attacking 3-4. I'm gonna lose too much there on the transfer over. This would be a stretch if I went with Kendrick Champion. He says mid-first rounder. I'm not willing to take that. I think this is the talent I need, so I'm going to go with JT Stone. So pick is in. Yeah, this is just the first year. This is a test, just a test dynasty running through to see what CFM looks like. So I'm using the Raiders right now.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
Normal. All right, so there was my pick. So look at that right away up front. He's an 84 overall, left outside linebacker. I like that. He's ranked number 2 in true talent, and I drafted him at 17. So that is a nice pickup. So right away, the one thing I can say about the draft, huge improvement, just with the amount of information that you have available. Now, I mean, I'm looking at this card. There's some areas of concern. His zone coverage, play recognition, not particularly strong. But I like the speed. I like the acceleration, block shedding. When will I make a real CFM? I don't have the full edition of the game. I only have the EA access, and I have about 30 minutes left of it. So. But I will be pre-ordering the game, so I'll be starting a full-on Dynasty probably on Tuesday. All right, so looking here just at the past picks. Again, looking at my draft board. You can see guys in the red, busts, green, fitting the actual talent. The combine grade is very misleading though, right? So if you look at this guy, DJ Bush, first round talent, 7 at the combine, not great statistics. And so if you're going to go with something like that, it looks good on paper. It's kind of like the production grade that they had last year. It looked great, but it didn't really mean anything. Now, one of the things that they removed, that they changed around is they used to have the Twitter feed right beside the picks. And so if you want to get any of that information now, you have to switch over. So doesn't really say too much about my first pick. I didn't get anything that triggered, but that being said, that's okay. All right, so let's skip ahead in the draft. We'll just look at my next pick here.
The Colts pick is in. Adam, give us the rundown.
If you read Matt Miller's weekly draft stock report, you've seen this kid's name mentioned almost every week. He started the season relatively quiet, but each game
again, so let's pause here. Look at my selection.
No doubt about it. This kid plays with heart and he plays tough.
So,
watching him on the field, you can clearly
looking at my draft board or my watch list.
And on the sidelines, he looks like a
so all of the guys who I was looking for, who were first rounders, are now long gone, which is unfortunate.
The coach and players
So I do have Taylor Brown who is projected as a third rounder, but he is a late second round pick, so it would be a bit of a stretch to move for him. But it's something to consider. I mean, the reality is I don't really need that position, but it is there. Fourth round talent there. I don't like that. Okay. So again, let's look here at the availables. I've got Marquette Elliott. I don't really need a running back, but that's a tough one. I mean, that's first round talent. The guy is a stud in the combine. Late first round pick. And this is we're in the late second round, so that's something really tempting there. I mean, check out here the second rounder on Byers. You know, again, he has some decent stats, but he's an early second rounder. I'm tempted to make a jump here. You know, and even though I don't necessarily need it, it's not a skill position. I need some help at corner. I need strong safety, but there's nothing there. Now, something like this, you know, look at a cornerback, Monty Allen. He's the second round pick. I saw zone coverage at a C+, and the first thought was, no way, it's not worth it. Left tackle, that could be an interesting possibility, but re-sign my left tackle, so I don't need another one. Yeah, so you know what? So in this case, this is going to be a situation of best talent on the board. And so, again, looking here at a draft card, I like what I see. I'm going to make that pick. Well, let me just unpause it here. Unfortunately, I signed Alfred Morris, which maybe I shouldn't have done now, knowing that I have the talent here. But all right, so let's go with the talent here. Best player on the board, Marquette Elliott. See what we got.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
All right, so good pick. 54th in true talent. I drafted him at 49, so I was a bit of a stretch there. That's an interesting one. I mean, it said he was first round talent. I'm taking him in the second round. He's a power runner, so his speed isn't great. He's got the juke down. His carrying is weak. His catching is weak. So, you know, it's a solid pick as a backup. I guess he can serve behind Alfred Morris. But overall, my first round pick knocked that out of the park. Marquette Elliott, second round pick at a 76. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Okay, so skip ahead here. Next user pick.
Robertson, the selection, Adam. What do you think?
He had just about as inconsistent of a season as a wide receiver could have, exploding.
All right, so
some games only to follow
in the third round here,
where he struggled to make a catch. Sources tell me there are major concerns with his hands, pointing to several key drops throughout his career.
Okay, so if I look on my watch list,
and we'll need to find the consistency that once had him the talk of this year's wide receiver class.
Left tackle. You know, I really need that cornerback. On my watch list, there's just no one there. All right, so let's see. Again, I think we're going to have to go with best talent here. Wide receiver, you know, I didn't do any scouting there, so you'll notice I don't really have too much information on the players and picks that are available. I'm running out of time here, so I really don't need another halfback. This pause just for a second here. So this is one of these tough ones because I don't have enough information for certain players. what I really need is, based on my needs, left end. Well, yeah, I've got a 5th round talent there that I've scouted who looks pretty decent. Look at the switchover. I've got right ends, but again, they're both fifth round talent, so that's not what I need. If I look at here, middle linebacker, Crosby Gordon runs a hybrid. He's got decent combine numbers, so it would fit, but it's not what I'm looking for. 4th round, so that would be a real stretch if I want to make that selection. Cornerback, again, I don't like what I have there based on what I've scouted. I'm not willing to do a blind pick on it. Strong safety, desperate need for a strong safety, but nothing there. Kickers, none undrafted. So if I look at it all over again, I don't need a run back. Now, I don't want to make a blind pick with regards to the receivers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go off of yeah, I don't need that. Emilio Parker, I didn't fully investigate him. But you know what? This is one of those ones. I don't know. Maybe I should try it out. I know it's a long shot pick, but let's see what happens. Let's see what it looks like.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
So 64 overall. So yeah, you see what you get here. I drafted him at 81. This is blind scouting. He's 184th in value, so not a good pick. As a strong safety, man coverage is very weak, which I mostly play. Zone coverage is subpar, so that's going to be a tough pick. So overall, that's not a good one. Anyways, so let's resume the draft here. We'll skip ahead. Now, there are definitely players that I want.
Okay, so now it's Riley the selection. Adam, what can you tell us?
That were later round players, so are they still there?
You can see early in the evaluation process that he just didn't have very consistent hands. It's something I've been told.
All right, so looking at my watch list, damn, the talent that I want is gone. Now, okay, so here's the question. Derek Skinner is projected as a 4th rounder, but he's 5th round talent. He runs a 3-4, but zone coverage is good, man coverage is good. This is a type of player that late 4th round pick, but he's considered mid 4th round talent. I'm going to make a jump on him. I want to see what it looks like, so let's try it.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
67 overall. Well, okay, I was hoping it was going to be better, but the one thing I really like with this pick, so I got him at 113. He's ranked 122 overall. Look at the man coverage. I play him primarily man coverage, 85. Speed, he needs to be a little faster, but that's something we can increase. The zone coverage, 80. Again, I don't do that a lot. Play recognition is a little on the weak side, but the press is good. So that's a misleading 67. I think that's actually a really strong pick. And he is a man-to-man type of guy. So even though he's in a 3-4 and I run a 4-3, attacking 4-3, I think he's going to be a perfect fit. So I like that pick. The overall, to me, doesn't mean anything there. I think that's a solid pick. All right, just to continue here to demonstrate this, let's get to my 5th round pick.
Packers went with the bowl here. We're going to Adam for more.
Oh, forget it. Never mind. I traded my 5th round pick. Shoot, I forgot about that. Okay. So, 6th round here. So again, looking at my watch list, I don't have a lot of players there. Another cornerback. Do I want another cornerback? Well, I don't know.
At least with a degree, he has a backup job now in case.
Let's look for best available talent here. Is there anyone I have on the list? So there's just a glutton amount of wide receivers. Again, you'll see I haven't scouted them. Now, this right guard, he had a lot of potential early on, but 4.9 in the combine. He's considered undrafted talent. It's just not worth it there. Same thing with Tavares Jenkins. Right end position. I don't need a right end. I do need a left end. But at this point in the draft, is that going to be something worthwhile? So, you know what? All right, running out of time. We're going to make the pick. Pick is in.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
So, you know, that's a pretty solid pick again. 66 overall. Considering this is a 6th round pick. Tackles decent. Hit power good. Power moves decent. Block shedding decent. Speed pretty decent. So he's 177th most talented player in the draft. I've got him. Sorry, he's 143rd most talented. I got him at 177. So that's definitely a pickup. Again, it's an attacking 4-3. He fits my scheme, which is great. He's a speed rusher. I got him on the right end. First thing I'm going to have to do is move him over to the left end. But I like that pick. And again, don't be fooled with the 66 overall. I mean, really, that doesn't mean anything. It's about what the actual stats are. So as a productive player, Trenton Holmes for the 6th round pick is pretty damn decent. All right, so I have one pick left here in the 7th round. So just for sake of argument, let's skip ahead to that. Actually, you know what? Let's look at my draft board here. Get a sense here who I have left. So on my watch list, I'm very tempted. I think that's Sintamuel Carroll. Very tempted. He's man-to-man. Again, he's a 3-4. I love that zone, that man coverage first, because in Madden 16, zone defense is horrible. So I'm going to be playing a lot of man. So I like the man coverage with the B grade there. Combine stats, not too much. The question is he going to be available when I'm on the clock? Left outside linebacker, don't really need it at this point in time, but I do like the zone coverage and the finesse moves. He's a cover 2. I do play a lot of cover 2, so that's a possibility. And if I look at the available, there's a lot of receivers there. I didn't scout receivers. I didn't feel a need to. I mean, if I were to look at just a blind pick, it may well be Justin Barber here. A vertical jump and the broad jump, pretty impressive in the combine. But, you know, do you really want to take that type of pick? So anyways, let's skip ahead here. Let's see what we're looking at for my last pick.
The Raiders are now on the clock.
Okay, so looking here at my selection, again, going to the watch board, what do we have? So Sintamuel Carroll is still available. Right now, he is probably who I want to go with. If I look again at the overall talent for who is available, I could take a stab at any one of these guys, but I don't know anything about them. I have Sintamuel Carroll there high on the list. I do have a need for cornerbacks. Is he going to give me what I want as a 7th rounder? I don't know. But you know what? based on what I see, I'm going to take the stab and 7th round pick.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
So, again, that's really decent value. Centennial Carroll is 144th on the board. I picked him up at 209, so major value there. Man coverage is solid. It was 84. I mean, we're talking man coverage 84 for the 7th round pick. Play recognition is weak, but his press is strong. His tackle is weak. His speed is decent. 66 overall for a 7th round pick. And don't use the OVR, guys. I mean, that's absolutely meaningless. Use the actual stats. Centennial Carroll could easily be, at this point, number 3 or number 4 cornerback on the depth chart. So I like that pick. I think it's a good pick. All right, so let's just skim here to the end of the draft. And I don't think we have any user picks left. So look here and see how it all shakes down. All right, so looking at the rookie signings, view contract details. So keeping in mind the overalls, based on the scheme that I'm running, which is an attacking 4-3, they've changed the overall a little bit. So I have to say, as a draft, I'm actually quite happy with that. I mean, JT Stone is a higher ranked player than 79. I think he was 84. But outside of Emilio Parker, which I don't know what I'm going to do there, and maybe Trenton Holmes, that's a solid selection of picks overall. So for the most part with that, I am pretty happy. So one of the things here, just to notice, I know people have talked quite a bit about regression in a lot of the forums at Gaming Tailgate, Operation Sports, etc., etc. I haven't seen that based on the season I've done, so I'm looking at my own. The vast majority of them have actually gone up in overall rather than gone down. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to call it there and wrap this up. Also, I was playing around with the relocation. So one of the things that I did is I took the Raiders and moved them to a place that I would never want the Raiders to play, Oklahoma City. No offense to anyone from Oklahoma. And again, they have done absolutely nothing with regards to relocation. Uniforms are the same, names are the same. There's been no improvements to that. So, unfortunately. So, as you can see, this new team in Oklahoma here, the Oklahoma Nighthawks, their uniform options, pretty minimal. Official home, official away. So they don't have alternates. You can make them. I guess if you want, you can change the pants and stuff, but you know, it doesn't look great by any stretch. I liked the name. I didn't like the color scheme, but again, that was something that nothing was done with. So just to show you, here to skip ahead, I want to skip to the next week to show you a home game. They haven't really made any improvements with regards to anything in CFM, and the stadiums are all the same. Roofs will not open. If you have a retractable roof, it's always closed. So unfortunately, it's a mode that has so much potential, and the game, gameplay-wise, has made huge improvements this year. But unfortunately, the EA Tiburon team, they don't focus on the immersion experience, and I'm really hoping in future years that's something that they do. So I just want to show you the intro to the home field. Basically, it's the same intro that they used back in Madden 11. So if you relocate your team, they don't do the stadium flyover anymore. It's now based on the Madden 11 intro. All right, so looking at my Nighthawks uniforms here. I thought it was really interesting at first. The goals. The more I've played this game, the more I despise goals. They pop up on the screen. They're right in your face. You can never get away from them. No one asked for goals when this game was created. No one came out and said, yeah, we want goals. We want them all over the field. People asked for immersion. People asked for depth. And they gave us pop-ups on goals. So I personally wanted a score ticker. I wanted something like NCAA 14. And they went in a completely different way. So they've really gotten rid of the simulation aspect and that immersion aspect.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's Carr's Nighthawks going up against Flacco's Ravens. So now let's go to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where Jim and Phil have the call.
Oh, they didn't show the change room scene this time around. Yeah. So, I mean, you look at the relocation uniforms. It's not that they're bad. It's just that they're not good.
When you have this game under the light.
I think you said it right. Center stage, players love it. Anytime you turn on the lights, they know it's special, and it brings out the emotion out of these players. And also, let's don't forget, the fans here all afternoon getting ready, so we're going to have a loud crowd also.
The Nighthawks are back deep, waiting for the kick return. And Justin Tucker looks set now to kick it away. We're underway here. Cooper's going to take a knee, so this will come out to the 20. Carr's going to be leading the team today, of course. 3 years of competition in this league, and now starting to find his rhythm.